Okay, we're on. All right, I thought I would do a really quick one just to get you started on this. I had a couple of questions come in already. So I will get this down to, as I think there are A through I transactions. So we'll do those. And then from there, you can take this and do this, which are the financial statements. So you're going to use the amounts that you come up with here on the financial statements and try to create that. Now please note on this, see these check figures? When you get all done with this, you should have these numbers should match this up here. So bear with me as we go through this. So the very first one says we open a business bank account with a deposit of $18,000 from personal funds. So now remember, we have to do both sides here. And this is assets, and these are assets equal liabilities and owner's equity. So we're going to put $18,000 in the checking account. And we're also going to increase the capital because he's given money for the business. So now when I look at assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity, I have $18,000 equals $18,000. Good shot, right? So the next one, that's A. B, I purchase office equipment, or office supplies, sorry. Now this one's a little bit different because I'm going to, this is B, right here. This is going to become a negative 3,200. And if you move outside of that cell, it'll automatically calculate. But so I've decreased my cash. Now I have to increase my supplies. And again, if I move outside of that, it'll expand down through there. So that's B. So I've reduced cash, increased supplies. Assets, assets. It's been a swap. The next one is I paid a creditor on account. On account, I owed them money, right? Actually, this is saying I paid somebody, so I'm going to decrease my cash by, how much was it? $1,800. So this is C, see here? You're going to do a negative $1,800 here. Now, if I owe somebody something, that's an accounts payable. So that is going to decrease here. And that's on the other side. So I've decreased this side. I'm going to decrease that side. And move outside. So that now shows a negative. And we've decreased here. So let's go down and do the next one. We earn sales commissions, and we receive cash of $37,750. So now we are at, that was C. Now we're going to do D, and we're in cash, right? So it's $36,750, correct? I don't want to put the wrong number in there. Yeah, $36,750. So type in 36,750 on the asset side. So now I've got 49,000 here, but I need to increase my sales on that same line. So that becomes, this is recording my sales. So now we're still balanced, right? Now our next one is going to be we paid rent and equipment for the month. This must be office expense or a rental expense. So that's $4,000. So if I paid something, that means I use cash. So that's going to be a negative 4,000. Here, I remove cash. So I have to come over here and find rent expense. and increase my rent expense on that line of $4,000. So I've already hit that limit. So you see my check figure here? You can almost pretty well tell we're not going to put anything else in this column. So now go down. What's my next one? I withdrew cash for personal use. So that's a no-brainer. It's a negative 3,000 here in cash. But now I've got to, and I'm on this line, I've got to find the withdrawal account, which is right there, and sometimes it's called a drawing account. And that is going to be $3,000. So we're getting close here, right? Can you see what we're doing? Now, what's our next one? We paid for automobile expenses, and it is $2,500, and we paid miscellaneous expenses of $1,200. So what are we doing with that? That is G. And G would be here. So if we add those together, how much did we pay out in cash? $2,500 and $1,200. If you add that together, that's $3,700. So it's a negative $3,700, and this is called a compound entry, where you're going to do two expenses at the same time from the same transaction. So it's a negative $3,700 out of the cash, and I have to come up here. Auto expense was, you're right here on this line, see? $2,500, is that correct? And miscellaneous expense was right here, right up here, is $1,200. Okay, we're getting there. Now we have a couple more. We have H, I paid salaries of $3,750, which is going to be on this line here. So $3,750. It has to be a negative. Remember, you got to put the negative in. $3,750. And somewhere over here, we have a salaries expense, which runs right here. And that is $3,750. Now, it looks like we're getting close to where we want to be. We have one more. And we determine the cost of expenses. This is the one that everybody just goes, oh, that hurts. So we have used up $1,550 of our supplies. And this comes to that accrual. So where's supplies? I need to take $1,500 out of this. So $1,550, is that correct? Yeah, so right here, I'm going to reduce my supplies by $1,550. And I'm going to find my expense account over here. And that's going to be increased by $1,550. So now, as we look across here, we see that this is out of balance by $3,000. I'll have to see what I did wrong with that. This is, oh, hold on. Cost. Oh, this is the cost that's left, okay? I read that wrong, and that's really hard, sometimes hard. So this should be 16. We had, negative, Linda, 16,000, we had 15,500 left. So that means we used 16,500. So this is 1,650. Getting thousands and 100s mixed up. Now the only thing we have an issue with is it looks like I put in a wrong number. This should be, I'm off $3,200. Somewhere I put in $3,200 wrong. So let me, it looks like it's right there. It should be 38, and this is showing 32. So let me try to figure out what I did wrong, and we'll go from there. I can't figure out how to turn it off, guys. There it is. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Look at, see, even instructors get it wrong sometime. It says I purchased office supplies on account, which means I charged them, okay? Now when I came up here, this was correct. I thought 3,200 here, but this needed to be 3,200 here. And I needed to take this one away. So on B, it should be 3,200 on this, so I'm adding it here, and I'm adding it also in my accounts payable to increase it. So that takes care of that one. So now my check figures should be correct. Now, watch me closely. That is correct. And my accounts payable is now correct. So all of my check figures across here are correct. Now, this is the thing about accounting. You really have to. You're going to make mistakes. It's real easy to do. And the trick is to be able to go back and find it, just like I did. So now this is how the first tab should be filled out. Got all of that. Now you're going to take the numbers we have right here, and you're going to create financial statements right here. So you're using the numbers from here and putting them here. Now the easiest way to do that is to write these numbers down, such as cash has a total of 38, supplies has 1,550, accounts payable has 1,400, and come over here and plug those numbers in. Now here's your check figures. When you get all done, you should have 23,650 in income. Your new owner's equity should be 38,650, and your balance sheet totals, assets equaling liabilities and owner's equity, should be 40,050. And once you get this to go together, then you can kind of get a feel for it. Now, don't be upset if you have to struggle with this. This is hard stuff, guys. So just really relax and go with the flow on it. Again, if you see these dashes, that means it should total this up for you and this up. So don't type where there's dashes. Put your figures out here in the where there's no dashes. So I hope that helps. I'll get this sent to you. Thank you for a good class today. Appreciate it.